Good morning, good morning. It's Tuesday morning, April 28th, 2026. This is time for Coffee on the Porch with Eric. Welcome. Welcome to the studio here at Selfish Giant Studios. We have a regular crowd that joins us for a week, hour-long live stream every Tuesday morning. We talk about spirituality, politics, music, life, art, whatever is going on in your mind today. We check in with each other. I play a few songs. It's called Coffee on the Porch. Welcome. Listen to that. Hi, friends. Welcome. Good to see you. This is where you are. You're here at Coffee on the Porch with me. My name is Eric Folkerth, as I just said, and I am a pastor, musician, activist, author, writer, jack of all trades, I suppose, or at least those. And we gather here once a week for a little live stream. We've been doing this for a long time. We've been doing this since I don't know. I don't want to add it up. I've got other anniversaries coming up this week that I'm just rather just go through them and not think about how long it's been. But that's what this is. This is Coffee on the Porch. Just a friendly reminder, Substack's going to give you an email nudge at when we go live. You'll get an email that has this link each week. So do subscribe to my Substack. If you need a little time to get a cup of coffee ready or get otherwise situated for yourself, feel free to sign up for these text messages right here. Go to that link or scan that QR code. And that will lead to text reminders that come out theoretically at 9 a.m. I have several things in my life that I have to send text reminders about for now. And I only remember 2/3 of the time. So theoretically, those will come out at 9 a.m. Let me say hello to you guys that are joining. Good morning to my colleague Dan Gilliam. Good morning, R. Gibb. Welcome to you today. Good morning to my colleague Joan Hawthorne Humphreys. Welcome to you, friend. Good morning, Tara Lang. Good morning, Larry Pennington up in Colorado. Tara out in Brownwood. Debbie Berger, and I'm assuming Bobby as well. Yep. Says they are using their Coffee on the Porch mugs this morning. Debbie and Bobby Berger up in Plano. Dan Gilliam says hello. Larry Pennington says hello. And Liz Moen, which I'm going to talk to and about Liz in a minute. Liz is also a colleague. Good morning, Carol Ann. I owe you a response. I know that, and I will try to remember to do that right afterwards. Can I repeat the email link, please? I am happy to do that. Thank you. I'm happy that someone is interested. Now, this is the text reminder link, Larry. This would be what you'd get here is a text at theoretically 30 minutes, not 9 o'clock. That's not your time. I guess it's 8 o'clock, 8:30 your time now. Is that right? What this would then be a 30-minute before we go live nudge. Then if you are subscribed to me, when EF Talks on Substack, then you get the email reminder from Substack. Does that make any sense? Good morning, Rick Lang out in Brownwood. Good to see you. Well, good to see everybody. A little bit of a light crowd so far, but that's okay. It's fine. It is what it is, and I'm glad y'all are here. Sorry to be off last week. I'll talk about why that happened in just a moment. But let's get started, shall we? Let's start with the routine, with the ritual. Good morning, Joan. I want to come back to that too. I get those, but I'd love a direct link to the Coffee on the Porch via email. I think Substack does that. Somebody else pitch in and chime in, but I believe you get an email from Substack if you are a subscriber. And you don't have to pay to be a subscriber, by the way. You can just subscribe for free. It's perfectly fine. But I think you get an email with the link there. Somebody confirm this one way or the other. Nancy and John Bryant are joining us from Fort Collins, Colorado. So the Colorado crew is here. Nancy says, good morning. Nancy, I was about to pour some coffee. Let's do that. I'm still back to my OG coffee. Onyx coffee. Cheers. I'm back with Onyx. I think this is Monarch today, maybe, from Onyx. I really need to do a better job of self-promotion, which would include reaching out to Onyx and saying, hey, I drink your coffee and I shout it out every week. Show me a little love. We just had a big boom here. I don't know what that was. All right, well, friends, take a deep breath. It's a lot to be stressed about, as there has been for months and sadly years. Many things going on, but take a sip of your coffee, take a deep breath, and ask yourself the question that will be on our floor here, and that is, how is your soul? It's the question on the back of the Coffee on the Porch mug, or the face side of the Coffee on the Porch mug. So you take a sip and you're forced to ask yourself that question. How is your soul? Okay, Dan Gilliam is confirming what I'm guessing was right. He says, yes, if you are a subscriber to Win EF Talks, then you get a email with the link right as we start. That's what I thought happened. So I'm glad to know that is so. All right, let me reorganize my stuff here slightly. I never, I don't have marks on the carpet. It's not that professional, so I have to remember exactly where things are set week to week. It doesn't matter. It's in the neighborhood. How's your soul today? How you hanging in there? Ooh, that's not right. Leave me a comment. Leave us all something in the comments that we can talk about, have a little conversation in a minute here about what's going on in your life, your world. Was it a relatively good week? Did you get some storms? Joan did. How's your spring going? Any flowers blooming where you are? Leaving those comments. Love it. Welcome to the others that are joining in. We're asking the question on the floor, how is your soul? How you doing right now? How's it sounding today? Just curiously. Good morning, Beverly Lund. Welcome to you. Listen to that. Okay, friends. Let me grab my cup, put the wings down on the chair so I can get my elbows in position here, and we'll do a little talking about what you're saying here. All right, I'm going to start back with Joan, who did the first comment as we were first getting here. And this is a big deal for those of us in North Texas. If you are in North Texas, you know we got a significant storm system the other day. It was a lot. It really was. And let's spread this out just a little. It was significant. And here's what she says. Good morning from Springtown. Many trees down, roofs damaged. My property and family are all safe. Thank God. Prayers for those who lost so much more. Joan, did you hear it all? Were you close enough? How close is the property damage? I'm assuming there are trees down everywhere. How close are those who really suffered more? And prayers to you, because I know Springtown's not a huge place. All right. Anyway, let us know. We'll move on, and I bet you'll get back about that. Rick Lang says this, my soul is good. I've been working, and next Wednesday is my birthday. Happy birthday ahead of time. Speaking of birthdays, Bobby Berger's birthday was Saturday, 74th birthday for Bobby. Had a FaceTime with my two brothers, my son, and my niece. Well, that's pretty great. That's a pretty great little moment there. FaceTime's kind of a wonderful thing, isn't it? I think my family needs to use it more, especially when Denise is out at the lake. I've thought about that lately. Larry says this. Larry is edgy, not just because of Trump and the war and the world, but personally, Friday, May 1st, is the first anniversary of my late wife's death. Larry, that's a big one. And look, you know, I'm sure, that the anniversaries come around and they hit as well. It all comes back. Grief is like waves that come in, and you are standing in the surf and you think, I'm perfectly fine. And then all of a sudden a wave comes out of nowhere. You don't even expect it. It doesn't even look like it's going to hit you, and it hits you right in the chest. That's what grief is like. So prayers for you in this time. Carol Ann says this, wedding. Today is the timeline photo video shot list, and this afternoon, I don't even know what that is. Oh, I see. You have to put together a timeline of the video and photo shoot. I see. I think I figured it out. And this afternoon, I'm tasting signature drinks. Wow. Liz Moen says her soul is reflective in a good way. Tara Lang says my soul is very stressed. Larry, you're getting some love. You're getting some love and some kindness. Sally Hoover says something that she did text me the other day as well. Said our organist had a stroke about a week ago. Wasn't he at church? Is that what I remember? Am I remembering that correctly? He is getting a little better. I'm filling in for the time being. Prayers for both of us. All right, Michael, you're going to have to tell us more about this. I'm sorry, but you're going to. Michael says he's renewed. I actually saved a buddy's life Thursday. I'm happy, very happy to hear that. I don't know why the video and the sound are not linked. You know what? That's happening to me too. A little bit. Good morning, Catbird. It's good to see Catbird here. I saw Catbird in the real world. I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. Kat says this: I am feeling sad. All my family has left, and now I have to come back to the real world. Yeah. You know, I was feeling that pretty intensely yesterday, Kat, if I'm being transparent here. I was just feeling a weight to things yesterday morning, especially. And Sally confirms what I was afraid I remembered, which is that the organist friend collapsed during the church service. That's really hard. Friends, speaking of hard things. Oh, Nancy Bryant. Wait, I skipped this. Sorry. Nancy Bryant says, we had some rain, but we are still technically in drought up in Fort Collins. Is that all of Colorado or just your area? How is drought going there? So, one more sad thing for you guys, and that is, I trust some of you will remember Ann Swan, who was a regular Coffee on the Porch attendee, lived down at the lake south of here, and became friends with Liz Moen, who is here this morning. Liz and Ann met at the lake because they met here on Coffee on the Porch. Liz has texted this morning, and I didn't see your follow-up text, Liz, because I was getting ready. But she let me know this morning that Ann Swan has died. We knew that Ann was sick. I think she had told us that she was sick. I believe she shared that here. And she did go into hospice. I remember you. Yes. She's now reminding me that my friend Kay is Ann's sister, which is just such a small world. And she had collapsed and been in the hospital. I guess somehow in my mind I thought she was getting better, so I apologize for that. But that's a big sadness here, you guys. Anne was with us almost every week. She was very, very faithful. So big prayers to Kay and to all of Anne's friends. She had moved to. I don't know what "So Did We" is about. Anyway, I think "So Did We" is about that you thought she might get better. One thing to remember, by the time the comments come in, it's not going to be, I'm going to be on to something else. So if you're commenting about something that already happened, help me. Yeah, exactly. You thought she was getting better. Yeah, that's what we thought. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I was. When I texted back this morning, that was my confusion because I thought she was getting better. And you know, this happens sometimes. It really does. It's a hard thing where you think somebody's turning a corner to new health again, and they're not. So thank you for letting us know that, Liz, and keep us in touch about that to the extent that you can. I think it was a beautiful thing that Liz and Ann got to connect in the real world because of Coffee on the Porch. And big prayers for the Swan family and for the Johnson family, for all of them. Yeah. Okay, well, that's a little heavy for us. I don't know where some of our other folks are. I don't know where, we haven't seen Janet in Seattle in a long time. And I don't know where Linda in Ohio is. And I've been thinking a lot about Paula lately, Paula Bren, up in Chicago. So, this reminds me, I probably have some people I need to check in with, church-wise, and some of you guys as well. I think that's an important thing for us to think about. All right, friends. So we were not here. Thank you for all of that. Thank you for sharing how your own souls are. As we always do, let me catch you up on myself a bit and what's been happening in my world. It's been 2 weeks since we've been here. I'm about to tell you why. But in the time since we've been here, I've continued to cycle a bit, not as much. I was going to go yesterday evening. I had a sunset ride all planned out. And then we got rain. We got a little supercell that blew up right on top of us yesterday. Crazy. But this is from my last ride, which is now sadly over a week ago. I think I've been on 4 rides in the last 3 weeks. So at least one a week for the last 3 weeks, which is, better than I was doing. Not as good as I want to, but better than I was. So that's good. And the last time I went on a ride, look at that. Some lady caught a fish right as I was cooling down. I was sitting on the edge of the car, and there she was catching a fish. That was fun. The other thing I did then, so not this Friday, but Friday last, was attend a house concert that was a fundraiser for our dear friend Chris Chandler. Chris Chandler is a poet and a performer. He is a bard. I mean, honest to God, in the classic sense of that, a court jester, a bard, a storyteller who journeys. He's a road warrior and journeys all around the country doing shows. He has recently been camped in Austin and had an unfortunate accident while working crew on a show. He was making some money doing that, and he fell and was pretty badly injured, brain injury. So he's still recovering. And so some local Dallas musicians decided to get together and have a little house concert for Chris. And the center picture here is this lovely backyard in Porch, where the show was out. Is very near me, very near Owenwood UMC, if you know that area of town. So just on the other side of the lake. Up in the upper left corner are my dear friends Lynn and Dan, who are a wonderful couple and musicians. Below them is Alan Gann, poet, who was also a poet and a writer, and reciting one of his poems, and Bill Nash down there in the bottom right, and then me just enjoying a beer. I just wanted to go. I love Chris. He's a dear friend. He's super compassionate and brilliant teller of stories, really, Chris is. So God bless Chris, and hope he's better soon. Here's why I wasn't here last week. Last week at this hour, I was in Austin, and I spent 2.5, 3 days there at a conference which was co-sponsored by a lot of groups. I'm going to say, for my purposes, it was mostly co-sponsored by the Ecumenical Alliance, which is a national group of churches, synagogues, mosques, religious communities. And this was a training of the trainers for basically resistance organizing. Not just regular, there's different kinds of organizing. There is political organizing related to, candidates and elections and this kind of stuff. This was resistance organizing, basically, that in a time of authoritarianism, how do we as faith leaders organize communities for response? As you know, I'm a part of a group that's already doing that, but we, meaning these members here of CLEAR, our group here in Dallas, Clergy League for Emergency Action and Response. We were down there, and you see Julie Harding from North Haven UMC, Rocio Bamihe from Lover's Lane, myself, Rabbi Nancy Caston, Armel, who is Armel Crocker, who's a Presbyterian pastor, and Mara Bim, who's a Baptist pastor. We got Baptists, Presbyterians, Methodists, and Jews right there. And we are a part of the leadership of Clear. And it was an amazing training. And I'm so grateful that I went, and I'm so grateful that I was a part of it. They covered a lot of the stuff that we kind of talk about in Clear, but it was in a much more systematic way, for sure. And did some really good framing of where we are. There's a lot of conversation about Christian nationalism, which, of course, I've done seminars on, but I think some other people there did not know. This was supposed to be for Texas and the South as an I think they're doing several of these around the country. The most interesting thing that happened for me at the seminar was the presence of Susie Hayward, who's one of the pastors. Well, Dan, that's what I said. It was multiple groups. The primary group was the Interfaith Alliance. Interfaith Alliance, which is a national religious group. I'm going to be embarrassingly transparent. I've never heard much about them. Nancy seemed to know all about them. They're based in New York. They formed in the 90s as a response to the religious right back in the day, and they're still going on strong. Anyway, that's who it was, the Interfaith Alliance. And by the way, let me finish my other thought. Susie Hayward is a UCC pastor from Minneapolis, and I believe that Mara Bim met her up in Minneapolis when Mara went to Minneapolis during the surge. You remember this? So the churches of Minneapolis are teaching us a lot. The synagogues and faith communities of Minneapolis are teaching us a lot about what it means to organize resistance in this time. And so we met Susie Hayward, and that was exciting. And I remembered, I read for you here on Coffee on the Porch some of her writing in the wake of Alex Preddy's death. I believe it was Alex's death. A beautiful thing she wrote about being in Minneapolis in the core of the city. And she and I had dinner one night, and then we had a big lunch the next day with a lot of people, Julie and I and Susie. And you know, we talked about what a blessing it is to live in the core of a city and to really love a city and to love the diverse people and to be there as a pastor. It's a gift. It's a real gift. And so, we were all there, and we anticipate that we will be offering training for the trainers here in the Dallas area, and that will likely be more training of clergy for resistance, again, for organizing and resistance in this time. So thank you to Susie. Thank you to, I was going to mention one more thing. So you may have heard Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk's old group, did host an event at Baylor on Wednesday night. This was right after our training ended. And 3 of the people at our training drove up to Susie and I can't remember his name, the head of the Interfaith Alliance, who's a Baylor grad, Baptist pastor. And they were the first LGBTQ advocates to speak. They had a counter event at Baylor at the same time as the Turning Points USA event. So the Turning Points event stirred up a lot of frustration and anger there at Baylor. But congratulations to Baylor for allowing an alternate event organized by faith leaders to speak in favor and in support of the LGBTQ community and in favor and support and opposed, of course, to stuff like Turning Point USA. So, all right, that's where I was, is the point. And you know what I did at the end? I went to Matt's. Yes, I did. Ha ha ha. I went to the original Mats El Rancho Grande down on Lamar. If you know, you know. It is the original, y'all. I mean, if there is a hierarchy of Tex-Mex, and there is, Mats, the OG Mats, is going to be right up there in my book. And I eat way more food than I should, and I've been miserable since. Okay, Sally, I'm sorry. Hope you're well. We'll talk to you soon. Then Friday, this last Friday, I had a show. My one regret last week was I didn't get a chance to remind you that I had a show. And did I mention I'm bad at self-promotion? I really should have sent you guys a little reminder about this, but I was at Martin's Music Cafe. It's a nice little music venue inside King of Glory Lutheran Church out on LBJ. They're trying to do kind of the Uncle Calvin's vibe, the way Uncle Calvin's was in the old days. And it was a great joy. I was the opener. I was an opener for my friend Janet Feld, who you see on the left here with me. And then on the right, Liz, I think you know some of these people. You know Frank there. Here are three of my oldest friends in the world. That's Stu Roberts, Tracy, Frank's wife, and Frank and me. We've all known each other since we were 14 to 15, 16 years old. I think I met Stu when I was 14, and I met the rest of them when I was about 16. And so we've known each other a long, long time. So it's really good to have these old friends. And thank you to Martin's. It really was. It was a great joy. It was a big, fun show. It really was. Let's see. Then on this last weekend, when was it? Oh, Saturday. Yeah, it was the last weekend. Saturday, we had a nice little crew that went over to Hillcrest House, which is the place that we go to serve, serve our friends here in Oak Cliff. Those of us who are Oak Cliffers go and go to serve usually on a I just remembered something. I'm thinking behind the scenes, and that's never good for me or you, because I have these big unfortunate pauses that you don't need. Let's see if this is going to work. Oh, yeah, this is going to work. That's actually pretty nice. Okay, so my point is, behind the scenes, we went to Hillcrest House, and we served. We go there usually on a Tuesday night, and now we're going to go on a Saturday lunch for a second time. This is a place just down the street from the church that serves people with long-term HIV/AIDS, and so it was a blessing. It's a much thing on the weekend. There's not as many people. They're out doing stuff, seeing family, whatever. And so, yeah, that's where we were on Saturday, is serving our folks. And thanks to our little crew that got together for that. Then the next thing I have for you is this. This is super fun. One of our church members was on The Price is Right. One of our church members was on The Price is Right. How about that? Christopher Greenwood was not just in the audience, he played the show. And congratulations to Matt, his husband, and Christopher. What fun, man. That was cool. That was really fun. That was last week. If you're a Price is Right fan, I don't know the actual episode, but it was there. So yeah, and then let's see, what's my last thing I was going to do here? Then one announcement about what's coming up next week, next Sunday. For those of you who come to Kessler Park or know Kessler Park, we're going to have our annual ministry fair this Sunday. Are you looking to get involved? Discover the many ways you can make a difference. We are going to have tables outside in the front, just outside the church, just after church, so that people can come and learn more. Learn more about everything that's going on. Let me read some of your comments. So, ministry fair this Sunday, don't miss it. Debbie says this, Collin County, Plano had a tornado watch, so we did not venture out. Oh, on Friday night? Is that right? I guess. You know what? That's interesting. We saw that storm when the show was over. I was walking to my car and I looked up, and to the east, there was a huge storm. Friday night, just massive lightning. It moved on east from us, but yeah, I guess there were storms around. Liz Moen says this, we were in Dallas Tuesday through Thursday, considered staying over for your Friday gig, but 2 more nights in a hotel was beyond us. Well, that's very kind that you even considered it. That was a lovely consideration for you. Okay, what do I want to do next? I have several things to do for you. I think I just want to go ahead. Thank you for tolerating all those updates. Now, let's get into some things to talk about today. Speaking of CLEAR, the group that I've mentioned already, the Clergy League for Emergency Action and Response. Speaking of anniversaries, a year ago today, I believe it was a Friday last year, we were gathering, a very large group of Dallas clergy that you see in this picture, we were gathering outside Kessler Park, outside our church, to host a press conference. This was the first time we had publicly gathered this group. Here we are inside the church just before we walked out. We gathered inside. We had a very nice gathering of press who joined us on that morning, roughly around noonish. And we basically it was really all about migrants, y'all. It was about immigration, which was already a year ago today becoming a horrific issue. There you see I have my Kessler Park social justice shirt on today in honor of this conversation I want to have right now. Just to remind, because our social justice team hosted all of this, we had many of them helping to help us host that morning. It was our privilege to host, but it really was a collective and a group activity. I'm very proud of these clergy and the work and ministry and hope and light that we have been shining during this past year. And so it was basically what we were doing that day was to announce the beginning of our weekly prayer vigils. Many of you know that for now more than a year, we have engaged in a weekly prayer vigil outside of the Dallas ICE field office. I'm looking to see if I have any kind of picture of that. Well, here's a midwinter picture of me that I found just now. That's me out at the field office. It's been quite a year. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of harm going on, and we don't want to minimize or mean to minimize any of it. But we also want to take a moment to reflect on the fact that we started this. The vigils, I think they really were my idea. I suggested that we go out once a week, and everybody said, well, how are we going to do that? It's like, we just go out. We just do it. We don't have to have a plan. We just start. And I think that actually served us well. And we had signs. We have signs that have been created. We have some, let me see if I can find any of those in the background while I'm talking to you. I may not be able to. But we have all sorts of signs that have been created over time to witness to faith. They have all sorts of beautiful social justice messages on them. I'm not seeing. I know I have these pictures. I just don't. I don't have them on the Mevo camera for you to see. Have to be loaded on the camera. It's kind of a little annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, here we are. Is this more? I can't tell. These were all back in Christmas. Well, I don't need to fool with that anymore. Anyway, the point is, it's a year today that we first came together. We didn't even have the name clear at that point. We just called ourselves, we were just a group of Dallas clergy. That's all we said at that press. Who are you? They said. Well, I don't know. We're just a group of Dallas clergy. Well, but okay. Who? And so we then later came up with the name Clear. It came to us, I thought it was Nancy Caston. Now she told me who it was, and now I can't remember who it was. But the point of it is Clear is a direct callback to a 1930s group with Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Many people know the name of the Confessing Church and the name of Dietrich Bonhoeffer, who was a great Christian German theologian in the time of the Holocaust and World War II. But before World War II, in the 30s, Dietrich Bonhoeffer was a part of a group called the Clergy Emergency League. The Confessing Church comes out of the Clergy Emergency League, and so we decided to do a direct callback to that group and to name our group the Clergy League for Emergency Action and Response. That's a direct attempt to connect with the horrific times of the 1930s because, look, we're not in the middle of a world war. Well, I don't know. Maybe we are. God knows, are we? Did they know then they were in the middle of a world war? Who knows? We might be. But we know we're in the middle of repressive authoritarian times, and that's what Germany experienced in the 1930s. So yeah, that's why we're doing that. That's why we're calling our group Clergy League for Emergency Action and Response. Good morning, Jamie Arntz, and good morning, Von Decay. And so, friends, this is an announcement to all of you who are here in the local area. We will have a 1-year anniversary of our Keeping Vigil. Clear DFW, our group, will have a special commemoration at our Monday Vigil at the Dallas Ice Field Office. Join us from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. next Monday. We are likely to have press. As it says there in the bottom, if you have ever joined or ever wanted to, please attend with us. Special liturgy marking 1 year of Keeping Vigil. Bring a candle and a sign. If you're not in Dallas, you can participate virtually as well. We'll have a virtual way to be a part. But we will be there, as we have been, every Monday since the first week of May 2025. We will be at the Dallas Field Office, a group of clergy and a group of lay folks, and as we say, people of goodwill, will be gathered to remember. I'm just now getting my own thoughts together about this past year. It's been a lot. I'm going to be honest. It's grateful to be able to do this work. It's grateful to have some of the successes that we've had. But it's extremely hard work. It's hard in a number of ways, in a number of very complicated ways. It's hard because there is harm happening to the migrant community. We don't have to go into that. It's harm because of what ICE is doing, because of migrants being rounded up and detained and not being given their legal rights. It's hard because there are various organizing groups that work together, and not everybody always agrees on strategy and tactic. So that work is hard. It takes a lot of listening to work with partner groups, as Clear has done all year. It's hard because even these happy faces, these clergy who have come together to witness to justice in this time, we have our own stuff going on. I've had my own stuff going on, family-wise and just life-wise. So it's a hard time. I say this to our Clear friends a lot, that community work, community faith work, or community organizing, as it's called in the secular world, is difficult in the best of times because you're dealing with people of different races, ethnicities, genders, sexual orientations, economic circumstance, class issues. Everybody comes at things from a different perspective. You're often dealing with different groups that have different goals or strategies or tactics. There are some groups out there who don't, we pray for ICE. We pray that they stop the harm. That's what we pray. And we pray that they not harm themselves because we believe they are causing themselves moral harm. We do that alongside of praying for and with the migrants and their families, alongside accompanying them and supporting them as they get actual tangible assistance as well. So some people don't like that, though. Some people say, no, in this time you should not pray for ICE. And I understand that. That doesn't mean we have to support them or enable them, but it does mean, as pastors, we're gonna pray for them, but a very specific thing, that they stop their own harm that they are causing, and that they understand and recognize the harm, that they are not the good guys they think they are. The data shows that, and we see that with our own eyes, and we've seen that for a year. So it's hard to believe. It's going to be a lot. We're going to talk about how things progressed during the year, how we learned more and more about what ICE is doing and Trump is doing, how we resisted and responded more through the year. So come and join us next Monday as we celebrate that. All right, y'all. I'm going to come off of that for a minute, if you don't mind, and turn in a different direction. As you know, I had a show. I just told you that I had a show last week. What I also have been doing, y'all, I'm back in the studio. Actually, I am back here. So the studio desk is just that's me. That's my recording stuff. That's the mic and the guitar, and the studio desk is just behind your view here. The monitors, the equipment, keyboard, etc. And I've been back, and believe it or not, I'm working on more songs. I'm very excited about this. These are songs that are very old. They're not really that old. I shouldn't say that. They're newer songs, but what's interesting and unique about where I am now is I'm caught up. Because of the 2 records that have come out, I'm caught up. And I can work on songs that I've never recorded, that I have no recordings for. And my God, I've already tracked 6. It's unbelievable how fast it's going. I'm kind of shocked. It's a testament to just how much better I am at this now. I mean, how more comfortable I am now with recording and editing. So I'm very excited about it, and I'd like to play a couple of those songs, honestly. I think they are songs I've played here before at times. This is how we'll end out our hour, with a couple of songs. I know you like the songs. I know I like the songs. Adjust the mic down a little bit so it picks up the guitar nicely. This is a song. We were just talking about social justice and church people. One of the things that I think, one of the superpowers that people of faith have in social movements and in times like ours is to remind us all that, yes, we have to push, but also, yes, we have to rest and renew. We have to pray, we have to worship, we have to connect, we have to do normal things in the normal world. There can be a kind of feeling that things are so bad that you just have to push and push and push, and that leads to burnout. And I've been feeling that a bit myself. I've been hinting at this with you, and I've talked to Liz about it a bit. This is a song that I wrote some time back that talks about two journeys: the outer journey toward the stillness of the spiritual world, and the inner journey toward the spiritual world, and the outer journey toward justice. All of my life I've searched for inner peace to make the voices cease. A sweet release that leads me to the calm, and now and then I find the pathway there. Some moment without care, a jewel rare like truth inside a song. But soon as I've arrived, the destination's gone, and I'm back upon a path that's always winding and is long, seeking still, seeking still, seeking still. Down on this blue ball we yearn for harmony, to set the captives free and help them see a beauty in it all. And now and then there is some common ground, some arc of justice found, like we're all homeward bound to some greater call. But soon as we've arrived, the destination's gone, and we're back upon this path that's always winding and is long, seeking still, seeking still, seeking still. And I wonder about the ways these journeys both combine, our restless inner search and these mountains that we climb. So for every new tomorrow that dawns for us to see, let's keep a restless drive for both alive in you and me. Seeking still, Seeking still. Good morning, Linda. I mentioned you earlier. I said, I wonder how Linda is. Welcome. It's important to remember, we've said many times here when we talk about seeking and working for justice, how, we talk about the arc of justice, arc of the universe bending toward justice. But my sense is it moves kind of like this. we may be moving up, we may be progressing as a human race, but there are all sorts of counter movements that push back. We are certainly seeing that now. And so there's a struggle, there's a seeking still in that. And that also is the truth about the spiritual life. You're never arriving at a permanent place in that spiritual quest. You are seeking, you are learning, you are growing, you're moving on to be more, moving on as John Wesley says. Thank you, Bobby. I got to tell you, I sent the tracked version demo to a couple of friends yesterday. It's awesome. It's really nice. There's some amazing layered background vocals there. Also amazing background vocals on this. Now, this song is all about this guy. It's all about the hawk. I think I've played this one before. This is another song about more of the spiritual journey. The first verse. The first verse is an actual moment that I experienced years ago on the freeway here. Maybe one of the first times I ever noticed hawks. Soaring above concrete canyons, not more than a speck on the wind. The city hawk has no companions as she glides and slowly ascends. Stacked up in afternoon traffic, smog sweating horns of the day, I catch just a glimpse of her rising, and I turn my head toward her to pray. Teach me to reach for the sky, teach me to see from on high, up where there's hardly a sound, above all that's bound to this ground, city hawk fly. What do you see looking down here? All our fears, our angers and hate. Poor people begging for bus fare, with the rich ones behind iron gates, and swimming pools instead of an ocean, high-rise hills peeking through haze. We thinking we are the free ones in these cars, just dancing a maze. Teach me to reach for the sky, teach me to see from on high, up where there's hardly a sound, above all that's bound to this ground, the city hawk fly. me to see from on high. Up where there's hardly a sound, above all that's bound to this ground, the city hawk flies. Soaring above concrete canyons, not more than a speck on the wind. City Hawk. You like that, Von Decay? Welcome. I hope you enjoy that. That's a song. That's a true story. It's a true story about how once upon a time, this is why I've said the hawk is my spirit animal. I once upon a time was, I saw this hawk. It was just a remarkable, beautiful, just spiraling, just above all of us. Here in Dallas, there's a big mixmaster around LBJ, and the air conditioning in the car wasn't working. It was 100 degrees. I was pissed off. I was sweating. I was mad at all these other people. And I look up, and there's this hawk just circling above the mixmaster. I now know, riding the heat, probably riding the rising heat there. And it was a moment. And I started seeing them everywhere after that. And when I see a hawk, I pay attention. I pay attention and I pause and I let that be a spiritual message. And I found that to be true many times when I am anxious. One time at Clear, at the Dallas Ice Field office, this is true. This is one of the encounters that's happened in the last year, where we were it was a really hard day. People were detained unjustly, ripped from their families, crying families, people praying with crying families. And some of the workers that work with us, they were mad and frustrated, and as they should be, and angry. And I was walking back to my car, and I look up, and here is a hawk just sitting in the tree 20 feet from me. That's the way it happens. On these moments of my life, sometimes they just appear, and they're not just far off. They're literally like they're standing there going, "Hey, Eric, pay attention." That's how it hits me, at least. So, City Hawk. Those are kind of songs in a similar theme, right? Both of those, Seeking Still and City Hawk, I think are both songs about the spiritual, about paying attention in the spiritual way. Anyway, those are two of the new songs that are going to be on some new record. I don't know what it's going to be called. We'll just have to wait and see. But right here in the studio, that's what's been going on. And I'm probably going to take a break now. I can't believe, I really can't believe that I am so far along on these new songs. I'm kind of stunned at myself. I got so weirded out from all these years of working with these old tracks that were probably not, probably why I had to work with them. A, I didn't know what I was doing. And B, they weren't as good. They weren't as clean. So there was a lot of behind the scenes editing and cleaning and clipping and moving and pasting. So that's not happening this time. It's just some really nice sounding stuff. So there's about 5 to 6 that are done. So stay tuned. Maybe this fall, maybe there'll be another record when I can do a second batch. I guess now I'll start to practice the second batch of songs, and we'll see what happens. 3 albums in 3 years. How about that? How would that be? That was not on my bingo card. Dan Gilliam says this: loved hearing you sing this morning, exactly what I needed. Aw, that's nice. That's always meaningful. I get so many great compliments about the music, and I did on Friday at the show. I love being a pastor, but I love playing music for people. I really do. I love both of those activities. So, all right, y'all, this is the songs of the day. City Hawk and Seeking Still. No, you can't find those because they're not out yet. They have not been released into the public world, but these songs have, and I got to put it up there. These songs have. A reminder to you that I have 2 records out loose in the world. Rock Hammer to the Stone, released a year-ish ago, and then Unfinished Business that was released just last year. Another reminder about the text messages. If you like being here live, and you always forget, you get that 9:30 reminder that we're going live and it's too late, and you go, damn, I wish I'd remembered. Well, you're in luck. We will send you a text reminder of this. You just scan that QR code. You'll get a nudge 30 minutes before we go live. That's the only message you'll get from me, just that. So feel free to sign up for that. I want to shout out my social justice friends at Kessler Park, UMC, and I want to shout out Clear once again to remind you that we will have the 1-year anniversary of our ice vigils at the Dallas Ice Field Office. That's coming up this coming Monday. Our vigil at the Dallas Ice Field Office will be a 1-year commemoration. Come and join us if you're in town, 8 to 10 Monday morning, as we remember 1 year of being there every Monday. Joan says this: I love the Hawk reality for you and the image it gives us and its meaning for you. You're most welcome. Joan, you may not have heard me. I've told this story before, but this picture back here over my shoulder, this picture was created for me by an artist at North Haven. Joan served with me in ministry. She knows that I was at North Haven for many years. And you can't see it here, but you see those little squares, those weird little looking squares that come together to make the image? Those are all pictures of our members. It's one of those really cool. So you get up close, and what you're seeing are pictures of our members. It's a remarkable, beautiful little piece of art. So of course it's up here on the wall behind me. It's kind of big. I'm not gonna lie, but it's wonderful, and it actually fit just perfectly between those 2 posts right there. How about that? I mean, you can't make this stuff up. All right, friends, time to go. Thank you for being here. Reminder that we're here every Tuesday morning. Yeah, isn't that cool, Joan? Yeah, it's really amazing. I like to refer to that every now and then to you all, so you can know that that's what that image is. I need to. I'll take a close-up picture of it and show it to you some week. Bug me if I forget that. So because I can't zoom in far enough for you to see it. But it is cool. It's very, very cool. All right, we're here every 9:30 a.m. on Substack for Coffee on the Porch. Join us live 9:30 every Monday, Tuesday morning, to talk about spirituality, music, politics, social justice, life, whatever comes to us. Friends, thank you for gathering. Had a nice group today, as we always do. Appreciate all of you. Pray for the Swan family. Thank you, Liz, for letting us know about that. And until next time, friend, it's been Coffee on the Porch. Grace and peace, and you all have a great week, okay? All right, bye-bye.